Hi my friends, my name is Francis. I use they them pronouns and I'm glad you're here. Sorry if this video comes out a day late. I am of bad physical health. I'm okay. Today I'm just dealing with extreme fatigue. I have some sort of physical chronic illness and I don't know what it is. But when there's storms on the sun or when there's bad weather on earth, it becomes my problem for some reason. So last video I explained how I'm starting this new series in the channel and answering sort of questions people might have about queerness, etc., etc. I didn't have any questions that I felt equipped to answer exactly now. I feel like I need to marinate on some of these questions a little longer. But what I'm going to be doing today is describing each of the letters in the acronym LGBTQIA. There's a lot of identities out there. These are just sort of kind of umbrella terms. I think it's a good place to start. If I went through all identities in one video, it would be super duper long. Briefly, I find it worth noting that people, words, language, and identities change. Maybe today this means this, tomorrow it means this. Maybe today you identify as this, tomorrow you identify as this. People change. These labels shouldn't constrict or confine or oppress people. These should help people explain their experiences. And each identity can mean different things for different people for different reasons. They're just words to go off of to begin with. It's like saying you're an introvert or an extrovert. That could mean different things for different people for different reasons. At the end of the day, you know yourself best, you know your identity, you know your experiences, your feelings best. These terms, these different queer identities should unify rather than divide. We shouldn't have infighting within our community. Each of us is valid and beautiful, and it's great, it's great. Okay, that's the end of my disclaimers. Let's start with the L. LGBTQIA. L stands for lesbian. Here's the flag. Wow. A lot of people get confused and think that a lesbian is just a woman who is attracted to other women, but a more fitting, accurate depiction that includes trans people is a non-man who is attracted to non-men. So for me, I'm non-binary and I identify as a lesbian. People get confused. They say, well, you're not a woman. How can you be a lesbian? Well, I'm not a man and I'm not attracted to people who are men. Yeah, that's the definition there. Non-binary people do belong in the label. Stuff be falling in my room. I think the demons are back. That's what it is. Insert clip of back in the day when the demons were in my dorm room.
I think my room's just haunted. Ghosts! So man, I should throw thief spray at it.
So yeah, L, flag, lesbian, non-man who is attracted to non-men. G. I hope I'm doing this sign right. Is it like that? I always did it. One second, let me sign off camera because I'm going to sign my dead name. G. G? Hopefully I'm doing this right. I'm so sorry if I'm not. G stands for gay. Technically, I think is usually used to describe people who are more aligned with the male gender and are attracted to people who are more aligned with the male gender. However, nowadays in queerness, gay becomes kind of an umbrella term, so it's not just man-loving men. I really tried to Google it and see if there was like a definition of like non-women loving non-women. I don't really know. In general, a gay man would be a man who's attracted to other men, and gay, if people are just like, I'm gay, they're probably queer, and that's a good word that makes them feel happy, is like, yes, gay is something I identify as. It's an umbrella term. Woo! Yeah. So gay can stand for homosexual, or just an umbrella term for queer. G, here's the flag. Homosexual, or umbrella term for queerness. Yep. B stands for bi. This is their flag. Bisexual people are people who are attracted to multiple genders. It can be hard if you're not familiar with these terms to know the difference between like all these different multisexualities. Bisexual is sort of an umbrella term for multisexualities, people who are attracted to more than one gender. Bi people can be attracted to feminine people, masculine people, androgynous people, more than one gender in general. Sometimes people could be attracted to all genders, which would be pansexual, and they could identify as bi. Because at the end of the day, the word you choose to identify yourself is the word. If someone else comes in and says, well, you're not bi, you're pansexual, like people know best which label identifies best with them. So B, bi flag, person who is attracted to one or more genders. T, here's the flag. It means trans. Trans is a person whose identity does not align with the gender they were assigned at birth. So for me, I identify as trans because I was assigned one way at birth, but instead I feel non-binary. Yeah. I think that in a lot of people's minds, trans equals male to female, female to male, but non-binary people and intersex people also can use the label if they feel comfortable. So yeah, T, trans, here's the flag, a person whose gender identity is different than the gender they were assigned at birth. Now we've gone through L, G, B, T, and now let's get to Q? Is this Q? Q is another umbrella term word. It has two meanings in the acronym. One of the meanings is just general queer. This is a person who may not identify with labels, but is also queer and wants to identify themselves as such. This could be someone who's genderqueer or has a queer sexuality. It's an umbrella term because, as I said before, labels, words, all that stuff changes, identities change, and so it might be easier sometimes to just call yourself queer and live your life as you see fit. You don't have to call yourself, like, maybe you're only attracted to non-men. You don't have to identify as a lesbian, even if that's how you are. You can just identify as queer. It's a good umbrella term for people who don't want to nail themselves down to one gender identity or one sexuality. Second definition for the letter Q. Oh no. Q. The second meaning for the letter Q is questioning, which is a super valid place to be. This is someone who is maybe just saying, you know, I don't think that I'm cisgender and heterosexual. I think there's something going on that's different. I think I might be, but I don't know. I'm still new to this. I'm still figuring it out. They're questioning. They're in the phase of discovering their identity and they're questioning. So that's the other way to go about it. I don't know if there's really a queer flag, but I know that there's the this flag, the like inclusivity flag, which I think is pretty cool. I like the one with the triangle. Oh my god. My light keeps flickering. Then who was flickering the lights? Nosferatu. I look like a clown. I'm just covering pimples, but I look like a clown. It's kind of cute though. I like it. I need to stop holding my pencil. Okay, so that is Q out of the way. And then we have I. This is a simple sign. I in LGBTQIA stands for intersex, which is a person who is born with sexual characteristics of both male and female. This could be a very large number of things. I believe it's 2% of the population is intersex in some way. It could be a wide variety of things. There is no one way to be intersex. So yes, intersex. Oh, this is the flag for intersex. A person born outside the sexual binary. I think that's a good way to describe it. Hopefully it is. I'm really sorry if it's not. And then the last letter of LGBTQIA. The last letter in our video. Aren't you so? I'm so glad that you've made it all this way with me. And that is A, which is for asexual, aromantic, ace spectrum. Here's the asexual flag. Here's the aromantic flag. Yay! Asexuality is a spectrum. And so it's hard to just describe it in general as like, that's this, it's that. There's people who identify as asexual, which is that they don't have sexual attraction. There are people who identify as aromantic, which isn't talked about as much. And an aromantic person doesn't experience romantic attraction. With these two, asexual and aromantic, it can be a mixed bag. I've known people who are both ace and aro, asexual and aromantic. I've known people who are asexual but not aromantic, so they want relationships, just not sex. And I've known people who are not asexual but they are aromantic. It's a spectrum, and to add to that spectrum, there's different things like demisexual, which is like somewhere between asexual, and allosexual would be the opposite of asexual, so someone who does experience sexual attraction, and demisexual would be in the middle there. Yeah, okay, so, hey, here's the flag. Both flags is somebody who does not experience sexual or romantic attraction, either or both. There are so many identities out there to explain, and I would love to tell them all to you, but it is such a wide category that sometimes it's easier to just start with the umbrella terms and then dig deeper if people are more curious about, like, hey, could you do a video on omnisexuality? Yeah, I can do a video on omnisexuality. I can explain the difference between bisexuality, pansexuality, omnisexuality. I can do that stuff, but all in one video, it would be so long. Which is why I'm just starting with the acronym of LGBTQIA, which now we know what those letters mean. I'm really glad that you came along with me on that journey. Whether you knew what those words meant already or not, I am so glad that you came along with me. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I want to keep doing this. I want to keep answering things and helping people, but it's hard when I don't know what kind of help people are looking for. Hi guys, sorry I'm winded. Part of the disability thing, so I'm just gonna wrap up real quick. I would love to keep helping you and answering questions, but I need to know what questions you have so that I can answer them for you. So please, if you have anything you need help with, in the comments. I'm really sorry if this video comes out late. I'm pretty sure it's going to. I really do want to commit to Wednesdays, but sometimes health will get in the way of that, and that's something I have to accept. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. Go drink some water. Now that you're done with my video, you don't have an excuse. Go drink some water. Thank you, my dears, for watching my video today. I love you so much. I'm so glad you're here, and I hope you like my content. See you next week.